Do you agree with what doctors have to say about sleep paralysis, or do you think it's more of a paranormal experience?
I would say it's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, doctors have studied this extensively and have come to a conclusion as to what they think this is. But there are thousands of stories ranging from different cultures
Mm-hmm.
across millennia dealing with this subject. Is it an old lady, as most people say, and most
Mm-hmm.
cultures have experienced? This old lady that sits on the edge of your bed that's trying to choke you out and kill you in your sleep? Is it, uh, the Hat Man that we're seeing, more recently? And Aaron
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers has been describing, lately. I think he's been seeing it almost every time he goes to bed, this Hat
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit more malicious
Mm-hmm.
than,
A
medical.
medical. Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what are we experiencing? It can't be a mass hallucination that's spanning over thousands of years
Right.
across cultures and languages that have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, because you have all these different people, different conditions, experiencing the same thing. So yeah, it's not medical. Those people don't all have the same medical issues.
And that's what I'm saying. So, yes, I would say with the things that have been studied, we have been able to tell that obviously, during sleep paralysis, you become paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a constriction of your breath and it feels like you're choking.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you hallucinate.
Mm.
Now, there's a variance within the hallucinations, like we had just said, Hat Man, the Babadook,
Mm-hmm.
the old lady. In my instances, I've seen a wraith, more similar to what you would see in Harry Potter, like the
Mm-hmm.
Dementors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like a ghost-like dark spirit.
Like sucking the
No,
life force out of you like Harry Potter or
no, like trying to kill you, like
oh,
trying to kill you, like is what it feels like.
yeah.
More dark and more
Mm.
evil.
Malicious.
Sucking the life force out of you, more like I'm trying to just to kill you.
Yeah.
It wasn't using your life force for anything other than your imminent death. And that's
Yeah.
what that feels like. And it's very different than, oh, I'm just having a hallucination and it's this, because that's just how it feels. It feels a little
Mm-hmm.
different than that.
Yeah.
In my instances, I've seen other things as well, other than just your typical wraith or the lady and the Babadook and stuff like that. I had an instance when I was living in the house that I moved into right after I had the poltergeist house in Oceanside with my
Mm-hmm.
mom. Moved into my dad's house. And I was having very interesting events happen there in a particular room in the living room.
Mm.
And, particularly my parents, they would ground me. I would have to stay home and do whatever chores or whatever it was while they were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of doing the chores, I would just go to sleep.
Classic.
Classic. In some instances, and as I fell asleep in the living room, I would have sleep paralysis. And I would, obviously wake up, couldn't move my body, but I could see everything that's happening in the room.
And you like saw your living room
Mm-hmm.
as it was.
As it is, in the
Yeah.
time period and
Yeah.
of the day and the night, whenever I was sleeping, it wasn't altered or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in front of me, rather than seeing an old lady or a wraith, I would see a group of like 4 or 5 doctors
Mm-hmm.
that were faceless.
Mm.
They were wearing their, their
Like,
uniform,
yeah, like the jackets.
and they had clipboards, and they were writing stuff down as they were observing me.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking creepy.
Yeah, they're like staring at you with
Staring
their
at me.
no face.
And I
Face
felt like a
or
very much researcher kind of thing. Like I was a subject for them just to
mm-hmm.
study.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell that was,
Yeah.
and that happened. That occurred a lot. And
That same like doctor type setting. Mm-hmm.
now in that same room, I had experiences where also faceless, but they were using the outline and the shape of my family members.
Mm.
And I'm talking about all my family members, like my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my brother, my grandma, people who did not like each other
Were
and would
in
never
the
be.
same room standing at your feet.
Yeah, and it
doing
felt
the same
like
thing.
no, not doing. They were just watching, just
Oh.
watching me, and it felt like they were using those images to kind of like make me feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I did not. I felt very uneasy just because of the relationship that these people had. They hating each other.
Because
So I was like, what the hell are they doing here? And why are their faces gone? This is not a
real-life
achieving what they
situation.
thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling very confident. And it felt like it felt malicious. Like there was a predator disguising itself,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like that. And I've known other people to have experiences, not particularly like that, but where they were having different visions and they were seeing different things, and sometimes more than just one person. I know that my ex, she had said that she had seen multiple old women screaming
Oh.
when she would wake up, like, but by her face on the bed.
Oh,
Or sometimes, like, on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like loud screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
And she would wake up and, you know, she would have to go pray or whatever it was to get that to stop. But
yeah.
That shit's creepy.
Yeah, that would freak me out. I've never experienced it, thank God. Like seriously, because I don't know what I would do if I like woke up and had that women screaming in my face, or like
imagine that
old woman like sitting on my chest trying to kill me or restrict my breathing. Like that would just freak me out.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, no, all right. So let me explain something to you, because that was my experience when I was living in a house in Hillcrest. So whenever we moved to Rancho San Diego, we lived in this house off by Hilton Head Park, and there was a lot of weird shit happening there. For one, the Paranormal Activity movies were filmed down the street from where I used to live at that house. All the kids that lived in basically my neighborhood were experiencing crazy shit, crazy dreams, and it was just in this Hilton Head area. If you went down like 5 blocks down that way, nobody was having this shit. So that's why I was talking to all my friends who are living near me. Crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I think the Paranormal Activity, the movie, was obviously, it was just a fake ass movie.
Right.
But whatever they were filming was activating some spirits or something that was, you know,
in that like area.
It was arousing that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was, that house is like pretty close to where I used to live. So in my experience, and this was happening every night for about fucking 2 years straight.
Jeez.
Dude, I was sleepless.
You were in like middle school?
No, high school.
High school, okay.
High school. And I mean, this was sophomore and junior year. Okay. So I can't even explain it to you. I used to have so much anxiety about going to bed at night.
Oh, yeah, because you knew it was going to happen.
Every single night. I would get paralyzed, and I would wake up, and there would be a wraith, a spirit, a Dementor looking thing on top of my chest with his hands around my throat. And he was like, not even on top of my chest, coming out of my chest.
Oh, yeah, even worse.
Yeah. Choking me out. Trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Like every night.
Oh man.
Every
That's
night.
terrible.
And it got so bad. So like I'm thinking this is just sleep paralysis. So I'm like trying to figure out what this is.
Right.
So at this point I'm like, I'll have my dog sleep in my room to make sure that I'm not like, there has to be some kind of witness or something.
Yeah.
That
maybe
will
he
notice.
Could, like, pull you out of
well,
it.
Yeah.
Something.
Maybe he'll like whenever I'm going through it, he'll just like wake up and bark or something. Dude. So after a year of that like persisting every night. Well, actually 2 years, because it all boils down to one moment. So that experience is, and it's exactly that experience every single night. So I'm getting maybe what feels like 2 hours of sleep, because it takes me so long to fall asleep at this point.
And you're waking up tired too from like having to deal with that?
Honestly, no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, like it's remarkable.
Yeah.
The energy of a teenager.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a sophomore male. Yeah.
Dude, I was
running
fucking
on
awake.
testosterone.
Yeah, and I was doing football practice and everything. So like, I was on another level, dude, with the way my body's operating. It's optimal. So it does not like that anymore. I'll tell you. But yeah, and it was terrifying. I would just like pray to God every night, like, well, just why are you letting this happen to me? Like, what is going on? And why? Yeah. And around this time,
does that like test your faith? Like, because you're thinking like, why is this happening to me? And you're asking like Edward if it's happening to him, and he's just like,
so check this out. So check this out, and this is why I know that this is more than what it is. So During that process, obviously I'm telling my dad, I'm telling everybody, and they all think I'm a fucking liar. So like, I get labeled as a liar in my family because they just don't believe this. And I guess if you don't see it, it's hard to explain. And
exactly.
I take people for their word. I don't think people are going to lie to me. Actually, no, I do. People do lie to you, but you can tell when people are being honest and authentic. Well, apparently it wasn't good enough, and I was a liar. So, my dad and my brother, there was an instance where they were like making fun of me and making fun of the idea of there being a ghost or something in the house.
Yeah.
And my brother, one night, or not one day, one day after school, he was laying, he took a nap, and something punched him awake.
Oh my God.
Like, punched him in the face. Like, he was sleeping in his bedroom,
Dang.
and he got punched in the face. He thought it was either Devin, my other brother, or he thought it was myself. Nobody was home. It was just him. It was just him.
Man.
Oh my God. Because he like woke up and he thought he was going to have to like fight us.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
Wow.
Same thing happened to my dad.
And you were like, dude, this is what I've been trying to tell you. Like, this stuff is happening.
Yep. So other things would happen in that house where you would get mimic calls.
Oh.
And that was just so creepy, dude. So creepy. So it would be only myself or my brother in the house, and we both experienced this. And it was using my stepmom's voice, particularly. Not my dad, my stepmom.
Yeah.
They would leave. Like, you would see them leave. The whole family gone. And it would be just you. And out of nowhere from the upstairs, you hear Jennifer. Anthony! Anthony! Anthony, come up here.
Oh, that's creepy.
Dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that like tingled my ear in a way that I did not like it.
Dude, I'm telling you. And I would just be like,
oh my God, dude. You're like, I know she's not upstairs.
Oh, I know. But like, I was bold.
You want to go look at
every time.
Oh,
every
no.
time. But I'd go up there like fast, like quick. Like, I'd aggressively run up the stairs, like just.
Yeah. Just like what, ready to like slap this thing?
Anything.
Like fight it?
You think you're gonna test my gangster, dude? As a teenager, bro, with all that testosterone?
Yeah.
I was ready. It's probably what I was getting fucked with. Actually, I'm not thinking about it. Like,
because you were ready for the fight.
I was ready for the fight.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like afraid to back down. And I was always speaking about it. So like, basically, it humbled me. Obviously, over time, like, because it would continue to do that process. I'd go up there, there'd be nothing there. It's just very dark energy. And I know that my parents were like fighting a lot during that time. And I think that it had to do with that. Like, it liked that dark energy between my dad and my stepmom. And it made them a little bit, more aggravated with each other than how they normally were. And you can tell because, and I could say that because after the major experience that I had, my grandma did a ritual to remove it.
Oh.
And after that, things settled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt like people were more peaceful, more at ease.
And she did that after something specific happened?
Yes. Oh my God. So all that other stuff was happening.
Yeah.
And my neighbors were having crazy stuff too. Like, they were having actually like things in their house were moving. I remember, oh my God, dude. So my house is right here, and then we had one of my neighbors was like down this way, but my neighbor right here, we used to play basketball with him. Dude, they were having, and actually my next door neighbor were having experiences where things were flying off their shelves.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did they have like kids your age too?
Yeah, no, like Yusuf. We were all the same age.
Yeah.
So like, basically we were talking about this while we were playing basketball, like, and I'm telling them like we're having crazy shit, and we're over at Hilton Head Park. So it was in this Hilton Head Park area where weird stuff was happening. Yeah. Particularly.
And that's where they filmed the movie Paranormal Activity.
It wasn't filmed in Hilton Head Park. It was filmed, I would say, like basically Hilton Head Park is down here. You go down a road, you have Hamashaw, and down Hamashaw on this road right here is where they filmed. Okay. Yeah. Which is like 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. Yeah. Depending, like, if you drive or if you walk. Yeah. So you guys are all playing basketball, chatting about all this crazy stuff that's going on. And this was before Paranormal Activity came out. Right, yeah. So, like, as that's happening, the movie comes out, and we're thinking that the movie's fucking real. Because we're all experiencing crazy shit in the area. So we're like, what's going on? And then we found out that the movie was filmed down the street. We didn't know that they were filming that down the street because what it took to film that movie was virtually nothing.
Right, yeah.
So you had nothing. You had no idea that anything was happening.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah. So what was this event that you're...
So for myself, in particular, and this is like one of the most traumatic events in my life, actually. And I hadn't talked to many people about this because when you tell people stuff like this, they just don't believe you.
Right.
And up to this point, I mean, we've said so many crazy shit that like
I know.
I've held back for years. All of these things that you've heard come out of my mouth are real.
Yeah.
I've experienced them. It's crazy.
Maybe we should put a little disclaimer. And I will tell you, as an outside third party, obviously, Anthony's partner, but like not related to him. And I was like, when we first started dating, I was like, he's bullshitting. Like he's like embellishing. Like I believe that this stuff happened, but like the way, like the details, like it was just like so much. And it wasn't until I met his mom and his brother who confirmed every single detail. Like I asked them to tell me these stories without Anthony's input, and they told the exact same story, like to the T. So if you are sitting here watching and you're like, this dude's friggin' crazy, like he's making this up, like he's embellishing, like no. His mom and brother will tell you the exact same story with the exact same like details and everything. Like it's real.
It's real.
It's true. It's crazy.
It is. And it's, I don't know if it's tied to our family, like these things and the weirdness, or if it's tied to me specifically or whatever the hell that it may be. Everybody has their, ideas.
Right.
I think I just, right place, right time. I see crazy
Wrong
shit.
place, wrong time.
I know, no, yeah,
It's more
actually,
like
no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So, this instance, this was my junior year. Oh man, dude, it was fucked up. I was 16 years old, obviously. And at this point, I really wasn't getting sleep. I was like, fucking
It's been
pressed.
going on for like a year
Yeah,
at this
about
point.
2 years
2
at this
years,
point, yeah. I was like even afraid to pray anymore, actually. It was so bad because every time I prayed, it would come on even stronger.
Oh,
And then we're talking about a spiritual warfare. That's why when people say that it may be just, a medical thing, I think it is more than that. Because when I prayed, the fucking adverse effects were so great. It felt like, this was a demon that hated the fact that I was addressing Christ and asking Christ to intervene.
Oh, yeah.
And it felt like it was just very demonic. There would be instances where I would have the paralysis and I would not pray and it would stop.
So yeah, it was like trying to get you to stop praying.
Exactly.
And and it was using your prayer as like to be more aggressive.
Yeah. And it won. It did win because I had decided I was tired of it, and I had come to a point where I had determined this is tied to my prayer, and this is tied to my relationship with God. And if this means that I'm not going to be able to sleep, then I will not pray at night. And that's what I decided. And it was a little bit of that might have been a wrong decision to make, but my grandma handled it.
What did she do?
So let me tell you what happened.
Oh, okay.
So in this particular event, as usual, I fall asleep, I wake up, I'm paralyzed. And in my instances of sleep paralysis, I'm always immediately choking and I'm losing my breath. Like,
oh, yeah.
and the breath just goes and goes and goes. Well, this case, it was immediate. Like, it was just gone. No breath. And I was being choked out by a wraith that was on top of me. And the fucking image of it, the black cloak and everything, the darkness for the face, and it had a scream. It was screaming, making noise this time. It wasn't like, usually it's silence.
Right.
In this case, it was physical. You could fucking hear it. And it sounded like, if I were to give you a description, if you watch Jurassic Park and you hear like the Tyrannosaurus Rex screaming, like,
yeah, that's like kind of what I was thinking of.
that's exactly how it sounds. Very much like that. Very graphic, like metal fucking crushing. Like, it's just like bad sound.
Yeah.
Shakes you to your soul. So it was like on top of me, just like screaming. And my dog, I had a wiener dog, Rocky. He would sleep on my side right here, in between my arm and my leg.
Oh,
like
yeah.
literally on his back like that.
Yeah.
With his little toots. And he woke up, saw the thing on top of me, because I could see him. And he like tried to like growl at it. His ass was picked up. Not like physically, the thing didn't pick it up. Like he lifted up.
He like
levitated up and then got tossed across the room like fucking helicopter style.
Oh my god. Tumbling in the air.
Like
Yeah.
Hit the wall. Like fucking hit the wall.
Yeah.
So, you know, my picture on the wall, I have this picture of New York, the skyline of New York, and it's like, it's fucking rattling against the wall.
Yeah.
So my room is underneath my parents' room. So, you know, while this is happening, my dad is hearing everything.
Right.
Hearing the scream, like the crazy fucking scream of that thing. My dog hitting the wall.
Yeah.
Rocky, like fucking, like that. So at this point, I'm thinking this is it. I'm dying.
And you're paralyzed.
I'm thinking I'm dying. Yeah, I'm getting choked. I'm like fucking like
oh my God.
all my breath is leaving me. I'm like going. I'm done. Rocky's fucking got murdered. This is what I'm thinking.
Oh no.
I'm like, this thing is manifesting completely.
Right.
And it's like, that's what they call physical manifestation.
Yeah.
Rather than just an apparition.
Right.
It's doing physical damage.
Right.
And at this point, I start to levitate up off the bed. And I could feel myself lifting because my arm falls down and I could like
There's nothing there.
I'm going up like this and my arm's like fucking touching the bottom of my bed like this and I'm going up lifting and like I'm really like this is it. I'm thinking like I'm about to get fucking possessed.
Right.
This is going down.
Oh my god.
I like my grandma's been warning me because at this point like my grandma Margot had been telling me everything about this and my grandma had just died. The year before. She died my sophomore year.
Oh.
No, actually not even my sophomore. That year she had died.
Yeah.
So this is right after her death and shit.
Oh my god.
And I was not even thinking about that, dude. That connection. That's pretty crazy.
After she was
and she was telling me about that I was going to get attacked, that there was going to be some like, that the reason why they were coming after me in all those other instances is because of whatever God has chosen me for, whatever I am to do. Maybe
it's like a test or something.
No. It's they want to kill.
Because
the
of
demons.
This.
Yeah,
got it.
And that's what she was implying. So I'm getting attacked, and I'm levitating off the bed, and I'm like praying to God, and for the first time, rather than asking Christ to remove the demon, I asked God. I asked Christ. I said, please give me the strength to remove this demon. To remove this spirit and to fight back because I'm tired.
Right.
And I remember I was like this immense strength came about me, and I was able to fucking grab it, dude. Like
while you're levitating.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I like could lift my arm up. Like,
yeah.
And I remember like fucking like they felt like dead weights, dude. Like fucking so heavy. And I was able to lift my hands up, and it took everything just to lift my arms. And I grabbed the damn thing, and I pulled it out of my chest. And at this point, it's like really screaming. It's in my face, like fucking like.
Oh my god.
And I literally just say, in Jesus' name, you're out. And I like threw it over my chest, and my window was open because I always slept with my window open. My dad was like, did not put the fucking air conditioning on, so it flew out my window, and it like my screen on the window like kind of like popped out.
Oh yeah.
Like crazy.
Oh my god.
So I fall. Physically fall, land on the bed. One of my slats on the bed fucking breaks. My dad barges in the room and is like, what the fuck is going on? Because he thinks there's a burglar. He thinks somebody's in my room attacking me because he's hearing all of this shit as he's coming down. And this isn't a matter of like 1 minute. All of this is going down. So at that moment, my dad's like, absolutely, there's something fucking going on in this house. You know, my stepmom, everybody is like, what is happening? Oh, like my grandma, who also lived with us, she's Filipino. She's straight up from the islands. Like, from the, like, born in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? There was no running water type from the islands.
Yeah.
And I told her, and she said, "Don't worry. This is my stepmom's mother,
Mom, yeah.
but she's my grandma." And she, I'll never forget it. I come home from school that day, the next day, and she fucking chopped a fucking chicken's head off and sprayed the blood all over the walls, saying prayers and yelling because she thought
In the whole house.
in the whole house, and she was like, "Get out of my house, Clyde," because she thought it was a spirit named Clyde of her ex.
Yeah.
And she was just, man, getting it, dude. And never ever did we have an experience like that.
Did you like feel like the energy was different after that?
After she did that?
Yeah.
After she
Like,
made
it
a
was,
blood
like,
sacrifice? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How did you clean that up?
She cleaned it up.
Oh my gosh.
My grandma did it all before my stepmom and my dad came home. And my stepmom would come home at 3:30.
Wow.
And I came home at like 1:30 because we got out that day early.
Mm-hmm.
It was a short day. So yeah. I would never forget that shit, dude. And I remember thinking like, oh, grandma's crazy, bro. But I could tell both of my grandmas, I could tell them whatever I want, and I know they can handle me spiritually. And they were devout Catholics, very strong women in the faith, and that's something to tell you about the faith, because they were able to, in different instances, hold off spirits and demons from attacking us, and she really did it. And she was so angry that we were being attacked. No fear. Nothing.
Yeah.
Only strength coming out of her.
Right.
This 5'11",
5'1".
I don't even know how old. No, my you know, remember
5'11"?
Yeah. I mean, not 5'11", my bad. 4'11".
Okay. I was going to say,
4'11", my bad.
Short.
She's really short. And I couldn't even honestly tell you her age. We don't know.
Yeah.
No, we don't know.
Stuff was different back then. They didn't really keep track of it. Like
she just doesn't she don't tell anybody her age.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it out of her if you fucking paid her. She wouldn't tell you. She'll probably tell you like she's like 50.
30.
And she looks like it.
She's like, I'm 30.
She looks like she's 50, but I know my grandma's in her 80s, like 90s maybe. Like,
yeah.
But she looks very young. She's still, she's a nurse, you know.
So nothing happened after that?
Nothing happened, dude. And
were your friends still like experiencing stuff, or you didn't really talk about it?
Honestly, I was not concerned. Now that I should have asked them.
Yeah.
But I was not concerned with them. I was just so like grateful that I could sleep. And unfortunately, I did not pray before going to bed like I did every night up at that point. And it took like maybe a year later. I obviously like restored my relationship, and it's not getting restore my relationship. I just like actually acknowledge and start praying again.
Yeah.
And like actually talking to God, which is my right. It's a restoration. So, and I haven't had that experience ever since. I would say I've had sleep paralysis that has nothing to do with demonic attachment. That could be more attached to the medical journal.
Side. Yeah.
And I could say that I've had here in this house actually, to where I would, I'll be sleeping and I'll wake up and go to the bathroom. And as I'm, about to grab the door and open up, I'm back in bed. Get up, back in bed.
But are you like awake?
I'm getting up, Emily, like right now. Like I'm like gonna stand up. It's real. And then
it's not real though.
But it's not real. Because it's astral projection.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like rumor that astral projection and sleep paralysis are tied to each other. And there's been this talk that if you relax your body while you're going through paralysis, that you can astral project and pull out of your body into a spiritual form and explore the world astrally. I've been able to do that. That's completely different from the experiences that I was having where I was seeing spirits. And that's why I separate the two. And I think, yes, there's instances where that is true. And, I think that people might be having a sleep paralysis that is more tied to what we know medically.
Right.
But then there's more stories that are tied to these
paranormal like,
demonic experiences. It's never good. It's always this just dark presence. People are always getting choked out. I have physically lifted up out of my bed. I levitated. My dog was tossed across the room. My dad heard the fucking scream of whatever that thing was.
Yeah, that's not a medical phenomena.
No.
Yeah.
It's and we had other things happening in our house that were tied to that same spirit that was tormenting me while I was having sleep paralysis, or was it giving me sleep paralysis? Like there's so many things that we don't understand about the spirit realm, and that we try to tie some kind of explanation to it.
Right. And there's no way to know.
There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
And the only thing that we do have are stories that go back maybe to Greece, go back to the stories of the jinn from the Middle East, because a lot of the Middle Easterns are going through that same exact experience. And it is, they call it a jinn. And jinn are these almighty powerful beings, could be compared to an angel or a fallen angel that has autonomy to do whatever the fuck they want. And they have power. And some of them are malicious and some of them aren't, So it makes you wonder, what are we dealing with? Is it something like that? Or is it just a medical thing? And I can, in my experience, from my own
experience,
from my own life, I could tell you it's more than that.
Yeah.
Because, and every person that you talk to that has experienced this will say that.
Yeah.
They're trying to conflate it to something that is.
Well, they're trying to have answers and like some type of concrete evidence when there really aren't answers.
Well, there isn't, because they don't recognize apparitions as a real thing, and they see it as a hallucination. And when you say hallucination rather than apparition, it changes the context of what you're saying.
Right.
Completely. Now you're mental, and now you're crazy, and you're seeing things
skirting around.
And now you're a liar, but before, whenever you're seeing an apparition, now it's mystical.
Right.
Now it's the unknown. It's dark. It's demonic. So both have a side, and it's. I would say one's more focused around, you said, trying to find an answer that's tied to explainable things that we have today.
Right.
But not everything is like that.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's just one of those things.
No, literally, one of those unexplainable, I don't know, unique experiences, asterisks.
And that was actually, very interesting too. I was watching this thing where this girl said that her boyfriend, one of her ex-boyfriends, was having sleep paralysis throughout his whole life, and she had never heard of it, never experienced it, but over extended period of time of living with him, she actually had a sleep paralysis experience, and she said that she saw the fucking woman at her feet, and it was the most terrifying thing ever.
Oh, I'm sure.
And even that dude, that comedian Shane Gillis, he actually had an experience with the same thing, and he looked it up, and he said the exact, somebody drew it out. Yeah. And it was literally it. And he said it's just so creepy that the details were exactly the same. And to me, that's like, what is that? Why would so many people see the same thing if it's just a medical thing? Right. Yeah. This and if it's tied to hallucination, so when you hallucinate, let's talk about hallucinogenics. When you do acid, nobody hallucinates the same thing. Right. Everybody has their own experience. It's separate. And it's tied to cultural things, maybe moments that are happening in somebody's life. So then one could argue maybe everybody in America has seen an old woman. Well, that's not true in the case that people in South America, as well as people in Taiwan, all seeing the same thing. Yeah. Makes you wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Have you guys had any experiences? Like I said, I'm lucky I have an experience. And if anybody has had an experience, say something, comment in the comment section. Share your experience, because I'm curious if you've had any of these same experiences with the woman or the man or whatever it may be. Yeah. And this is a new section that we're going to be adding in, which is going to be an Easter egg section. So if you watch this podcast up until this point, and you message us, or you comment on this video, or you can message us, the first person to message Blue Eagle to us is going to get a free crystal, and it's going to be a crystal that's worth $50. So Shablam.
Blam.
Shablam.
There you go.
There you
Really, a little Easter egg / thank you for listening.
Blue Eagle. I'll forget that. I'll forget the word. So message it. I'm sure Emily's gonna be dealing with that. But yeah, so I think that we don't have a clear answer, obviously. I don't think anybody will for maybe a little bit. Maybe there is some kind of technology that we're able to develop that
maybe
we can see dreams. And I know that there's been this there's been this guy who's been talking about AI potentially being able to actually animate dreams. Crazy.
Yeah.
The technology that's coming
I know,
out.
that would be crazy. But yeah, to do like a sleep study where you have like multiple people in the same room and then see if they experience sleep paralysis.
Well, okay, well, let's say this, because like we have all these cameras and all these house cameras. So there was a guy that was actually, it was a girl, she was having a sleep paralysis event. And you could see her struggling. Well, in the background, you could see a fucking ghost walking up the stairs of her bedroom.
What?
Yep. And she breaks
God.
out of the paralysis as soon as it gets up the stairs.
Uh-huh.
And she like fucking jumps up and like runs upstairs in the direction of where the damn thing went. And obviously she had no idea because she like broke out of her paralysis, but she the terror in her eyes, like you can see in the video of like her, like you can't see her eyes obviously, the terror in her body as she's running is like she's being chased by a fucking murderer.
Right.
So it's like, it makes you wonder, like, you know, what if it's just demons? What if it's the spirits that are just tormenting us in sleep and is really, you know, messing with us, and they take this form, and which is, you know, whatever it may be, shadow people. I was gonna
say, taking the same form and just being demons.
Well, yeah. I mean, so have you, I'm sure you've heard the stories of La Lorena.
Oh, yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
No, it's real. Growing up in San Diego, you would hear the woman crying. You would hear it, dude. And that would, my grandma would be mean, well, don't listen, that's La Lorena.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, there's really a woman out there fucking crying.
Yeah.
And you would stand out there and you'd hear her just, ooh, ooh. I know you grew up in New York, so I don't know if you.
I only know it from. Wasn't there like a movie that they made about?
They made a movie about it.
Yeah, we watched it.
What?
Yeah.
Did we?
That's how I know about it from living in LA. Like, I've had people tell me about it, but I thought there was like a movie.
Was it like a low budget, like horror movie or something like that? Maybe I forgot.
Maybe. I don't really remember. No, I don't think it was. And I think it was called literally La Llorona. Like, I'm pretty sure. And it was like a horror movie. Yeah, like where they told her story and then like basically that she's crying.
She killed, it was a woman who basically killed her children and drowned them in the
river.
Or the lake.
Bathtub?
No.
River.
Depending on where you are, you have different stories.
Okay,
but
I was gonna say.
She supposedly drowned her children in the Yaqui River is the story that I was told. Or some people say the Rio Grande. Some people say wherever the river is and where she's living.
Yeah.
This is where she drowned her kids. And it's a spirit that basically is out there that is seeking to kill your ass. It wants you to go out there and search for it.
Right.
And it's doing that whole mocking thing, like how
the
mimicking and, you know, using the voice of a woman who's crying, and you go out there and you go missing. You never to be seen again. And we used to hear her voice. We used to hear this woman crying.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. And you would talk to your friends and ask them if they hear it too. And, you know, some people would bullshit and say, oh yeah, I heard it. But like some people, you would have conversations with them and they would give you so many details explaining certain things. You're just like, God, dude, that's just crazy, man. And it's, this is, that was something I never wanted to fuck with.
Yeah, no, like even talking about it now, I'm like, don't freaking.
I know,
Summon
because
her.
we're in a fucking area where shit like this happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never heard of it growing up. Well, I think either you told me about it or Alejandro, maybe kind of at the same time, Alejandro told me about it because like her mom would always tell her like, be good or else she's gonna come and get you and all that stuff.
Dude, it's pretty crazy because like here's another thing that's crazy about North America in particular with our mountain lions. Mountain lion screams like a lady, like a woman.
That's how foxes are.
So it makes you wonder if that's what it is. If people are going out there hearing a mountain lion scream thinking it's, a woman crying and then they get just like, hunted down in the night.
Yeah, that's possible. Because that's how foxes are too. Like young foxes sound, and I have experience of hearing foxes because we had like a lot of fox, and every time I'd be like, oh my god, because you think, I lived on like a main road, so you're hearing that. I'm thinking like either somebody's walking on the road, like they need help, and I used to get so freaked out because like you would think it's somebody needing help, screaming, crying, wailing, and it's just like. Literally a baby fox away from its mom. Like,
have you ever heard children crying or like a baby crying in the darkness of a forest?
No.
Because we have like going camping and stuff like that, like out in California and stuff. Like where actually I took you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, all the time.
Oh no,
And
like a human baby.
Like a human baby, and nobody's at the campgrounds. Like there's no babies or anything like the camp. It's just like a bunch of adults like us and. We've heard some fucking creepy stuff out there, dude. Like to me, I just don't like. There are so many spirits lingering at night for it just to be sleep paralysis.
Right. Yeah.
For it to be just this, scientific thing. They've tried to normalize this so much, and there's aspects to it in studying it that obviously you're paralyzed and this and like that, but. As humans, there's so many things about this world that are so mysterious.
Right. No, it's true. There's a lot of unexplained
phenomena.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's a great word.
It's true.
Well.
Anything else?
With my Frida Katrina cup, you know what I'm saying? Dia de los Muertos. It's spooky season. I mean, nothing about this here is spooky season, but we'll do like a spooky season display or something like Halloween display. We should do an episode talking about Dia de los Muertos, talking about Hallows Eve and stuff like that. Samhain, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we feel about that.
Yeah.
I have obviously more stories and more ghost stories, but. That one that I had just spoke about was one of the more like terrifying experiences, even more terrifying than the thing that we had seen in Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
I'm like it like.
Well, yeah, because we were physically affected by it.
Yeah. We were physically affected by that other shit, but like,
no, I know, but
I got lifted up.
Yeah.
Being levitated, dude. My dog being tossed across the room like a fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
At a Dodger game.
No, literally. Wieners. No, literally.
Oh my god.
Man.
Poor Rocky.
Yeah.
Adrian!
He didn't even know.
We did it, Adrian! That's how I felt after, the demon was expelled from the house. Me and Rocky.
Oh my god, you're like holding him up.
We did it! Oh my god. Well, I think that's the podcast, eh?
Thanks for listening.
Mahalo.
We'll see you next time.